What's up, true believers? Chris Mack coming at you with an absolutely beautiful figure review. Today we are going over the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Earth -11, The Drowned from the Batman Dark Knight's Metal. And I have been chomping at the bit for this action figure. You know, we've got all the other evil Batman from the wave, and this one just felt like it took forever. So I'm glad that we finally have this one to complete the metal line. I want to first and foremost give a shout out to my buddy Sean for hooking me up with this. Thank you, brother. I'm so excited. And if you guys want to pick this up, please, first and foremost, check with your local comic shop and see if they can get it for you. If not, it is currently at the time of this recording available for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store and Dark Side Toys. So you have those options as well. And of course, a lot of these have been dropping at Walmart early, so you may want to go check out your Wally World and see if you can get it that way. And as you can see here, it says Batman Earth -11, which I wish they would have added the Drown so people know what the names are, but that's neither here nor there. I love that DC Multiverse logo on each of these. I think that looks really great. You get the cool McFarlane logo there. You see the figure. We'll get to her in a moment. You come to the side. It says Batman Earth -11, McFarlane Toys there. Come to the back, and this is the cover of her backstory. This is Batman Dark Knight's The Drowned #1, which is a really great read. You also see the figures from the way that you need, so I'll make sure to do a close-up of that for your convenience to check it out. Come back around to this side, and again, as I've said, I love how they put this, so if you're at Walmart or wherever and they're on the peg, you can just look this way instead of having to dig through each and every single one of them. And then I like that they've started adding the Dark Knight's metal there. I think that looks great. Same thing on the top. I think it looks good that they put that there so you know what wave it's from. On the bottom, the legal stuff, who cares? But what we do care about is Bryce Wayne, that is her name, a cool figure or not. So let's crack this open and get a closer look. And here's Bryce Wayne out of the packaging and just looking spectacular. This is a very comic accurate. And I gotta say, in terms of the way she looks, all the paint apps, I'm just floored. I could not ask for a more accurately awesome looking character. However, there are some things that's gonna drive me up the wall and frost me. But, you know, let's find out if it's something that's gonna be a detractor of this figure or not. So let's take her down and get a closer look. So backstory on Bryce Wayne, The Drowned. Her first cameo appearance was in Dark Days, The Casting #1. Now, after that, we've gone over the comic that explained her backstory, so I'll make sure to leave a card somewhere up here where you guys can click on it at your leisure. She is from the Dark Multiverse Earth -11. That's why I wish on the packaging they would actually just give them the names instead of the Earths, but it is what it is. Also, make sure to check out Justice League Volume 3, #32. There's a slugfest with Aquaman, and you know who she's equally matched against. So it's going to be some awesome reads for you all to check out. And I think The Drowned is a very interesting character. With that said, let's talk about the accessories she comes with. First, just to get it out of the way, we get our regular, there she goes, regular DC stand that comes with every character, which is welcome when you're having trouble standing a character, which right there is my perfect example. The second thing she comes with is a trident. And at first glance, as you see this thing reflected in the light, it is one gorgeous piece. I like the intricacy of the handle. And even though there's not like great detail, nonetheless, it's a very beautiful piece. I like the way the jagged edges go up and whatnot. I like the gold on there. All those little indentions on there are awesome. However, one thing that is odd, and this kind of leads into the next, well, I guess you can call it an accessory, is of course the trading card. Now, when you look at Bryce's trident here, see how it's jagged and evil looking? I think that would have been, that's like a missed opportunity right there to make this trident look like that one. But c'est la vie. Now, with that out of the way, this, you know, as I just said, this is the trading card. This is the what is it called? Batman, Dark Knight's Metal Batman the Drowned #1. So this is the cover of it. And you see it says Batman Earth -11. I'll make sure to get a shot of the back of it so you can pause it and read it at your convenience as well. So those are the accessories that come with the Drowned. Let's go ahead now and jump into the figure. And just at first glance, I love all the colors that they used for her. So, naval, or, I guess you would want to say maritime colors, the greens, the blues, the browns, almost pirate in a sense, though it does have the Atlantean technology. What do I mean by that? Well, it has something to kind of do with this. So that's why I said, please read The Drowned #1. It explains why she looks a little deformed, which I'm glad that they paid attention to here. I mean, look at the battle damage in her face. Love the skull cap. It has all the ripples that a headband would have. If you had it over your face. The white, just the absence of a pupil here just really adds to that creepy factor. The shades of blue and black, you got that very light blue complexion like she's dead. Got the dark blue like kind of a drowned look. Choke collar, green, very awesome. Love the Batman pendant, that is awesome. Very cool stuff. The brown corset wraps all the way around. I always appreciate that they make sure that the consistency stays around instead of just stopping halfway like some characters will. The jacket is nice. It's kind of what do you call it? I cannot talk today. A loose leather, I guess you could call it. So you can kind of open it up, see how it moves about. These gloves, love how they make it. They almost make it look vinyl in a sense. You kind of have that, if you can hear that scratchy effect on them. And it gives that feel very much so. Same thing on the jacket, same thing on the corset and the bustier, I guess what you would call that. The hair, I kind of like, again, as I was talking about the Superman review, where back in the day they would use blue to kind of show that the hair is black in the shading. So I like here that they used green to keep with the motif. And man, just the more I look at it, just that skull cap just really brings it all together with that brown. And, it looks almost like a pirate do-rag, and of course you get that cybernetic eye with the red. Oh, just love it. And then the skirt, I kind of wish excuse me, that instead of this being plastic, see how it kind of looks like it molds together here? I think it'd been kind of neat if they took a chance and actually made this like cloth. But again, I guess with the plastic it feels more like seaweed, because that's exactly what this is supposed to be, and you get that green slimy look. I don't know, I think it'd be kind of neat if they mixed mediums and did kind of that slimy plastic with something soft, but whatever. The pants are cool, got that nice gray all the way, and again you get that kind of that nice vinyl fill on the legs. I like that they made sure to add buckles. That would have been kind of cool if you could add like a old-timey pistol or something in there. That would have been kind of neat accessory, but you never see her use one in the comments to my recollection, so it wouldn't make sense. But me, I'm a what do you call it, an accessory junkie. And then the one thing that I will say that irks the gurk out of me on this figure so far, as you saw, she easily just flopped backwards. It holds true for the Marvel Legend figures as well. Even if they have high heels, don't give them high heels. For the love of Pete, stop. These type of characters are so damn hard to stand with these things. And as you can see, try to... Oh, look at that. She's going to make me look like a jerk right there. So I was able to plant her relatively well. So, well, mud on my face. But for the paint apps, gorgeous figure. Very intricately done. I'm blown away. I'm astounded. Just 10 out of 10. I'm excited. For the articulation, it's a mixed bag. There's things that, as I said at the beginning, drive me up the wall and frost me. And then there's other parts where you're just like, all right, this is, I can work with this. Now, one of the ones that's going to immediately frost me is the head. So check this out. She can look down. Meh. And just to note, this is after warming the figure up. So, again, before you start any hardcore posing or articulating, shall I say, warm up your figure. There's so many ways to do it. Some of the ones I do may be a little more batshit crazy, but there are safer ways. Just, I live a very busy lifestyle, so I have to think on the fly on how to do this sometimes. Anyway, tilting the head back. Again, we run into that problem of too much hair. So get a haircut, hippie. But be careful, because when you look at it, I think I've loosened it up, or I don't know if they did that on purpose. But as you can kind of see, let me get a better close up and some light here. See how it looks like it's about to come off the head? So I'm more than likely gonna have to be really careful. But on top of that, you just see every time you tilt her, the hair hits this. So that sucks. So again, just be careful. I hope that I don't actually give her a hippie haircut, because then that will make my day not fun, having to play with the what do you call it, the E6000 or the Gorilla Glue. Just no, I don't want to play that game. Thankfully, she does turn head that way. Turn head that way. Arms do spin 360 that way. Can go up that way. Double jointed elbows, thankfully. And then the hand go down. Hand go up. And of course, you always have to fight the ball joints, even on these newer figures. And it does spin 360. Now the waist, all the articulation for the abs is hidden, kind of like the Joker's was. But hers is just a little more frustrating, because you grab her and you can kind of get her to go down that much and about that much. Just be careful. And the same thing is you have to kind of hold her to really get that ratchet to spin her that way. So again, this is one of those characters that you have to be damn careful with, because she's petite, and so everything's compact in those joints, so you have to be so careful, and it's so frustrating. And one thing that I failed to mention a moment ago, now that we're talking about articulation, when we were talking about the accessories, so the trident, just real quick. I hate that it's kind of loose in the hand. See how it just kind of hangs out in there? Again, if you're going to give a character a weapon like this, make sure that it's going to fit. I've tried warming the hand up and see if maybe I can mold it down on there, but that doesn't work. And then on this hand, they don't give you anything to really... You know what, that fell on the floor, and you know what? I'm not going to get it. But anyway, my point being is make sure that this is going to actually grab the weapon. And then if you're going to get an open hand that looks menacing and cool like this, give us another fist hand. That it's like, come on, is it that much more in the budget to give us one more fracking hand? I mean, seriously now. Okay, that aside, leg kick up that much. And I'm glad that this skirt is flimsy so you can kick back that much. Double jointed knees. Now, this, maybe my brain is just on crack, but check this out. There's no upper thigh cut, but I have discovered if you're careful and you warm it up, you can kind of twist this one, but this one, not so much. And again, it's you have to be careful, because you don't know what's going to happen with these McFarlane figures. It's almost like you have to treat them so delicately, like NECA. And you're just like, I don't want to do that. That's what I like about the Marvel Legends. You can be a little more rough with them in terms of the articulation. Feet go down that much, feet go up that much. And then, of course, the toe pivot there. So that's what I meant by the articulation's kind of odd on this one, because there's some really neat stuff, some bad stuff like the hair. I wish the hair situation, both on the Legends and Multiverse, I just kind of wish that we could figure this out so that we can move and pivot our characters the way we need them to. So articulation is kind of a for me. Comparison-wise, here's the Drown. Next to some figures that we've already gone over, the Zimnu Build-A-Figure Wave Lady Deathstroke, which, I love that figure. The Wendigo Build-A-Figure Wave Wolverine, which I also love. And then the leg-busting McFarlane Multiverse Superman. Yeah, just... Anyway, the one thing that I do hope, and I kind of wish that the Drowned would have came out later, and I hope that McFarlane is taking notes from Hasbro in this regard, is okay, Deathstrike. Get some light on her. As you can see here, where her joints are, no pins. And as I said in the review, they made sure to put the thigh cut where it matches her pant leg, you know, like all her stripes there. So you don't see the pin sticking out of the arms like you would these older figures. And they made it a point to make her leg match as where, you know, like with these older figures. I know I say older when they're only maybe a year or two older. See how you can see the pins where the articulation go through. And another thing, as where, you know, you're desperately trying to get the Drowned to stand up on those high heels. Nice flat feet. That's all we needed. Or, you know, you could have made it a nice big block to indicate that there should be high heels, but not. That's what I mean by high heels on characters irk me, especially with a lack of a thigh cut or so there, but just not there yet on this wave that came out. So, I don't know. As you can see, though, in terms of the multiverse, they match up. Hasbro's to these, not so much, because this is what, probably about 6 inches, 5.5, you know, 7 inches, 7-ish. That's what I'm going to say. I don't measure because I don't want to sit here and try to fight a tape measure through. No. Anyway, for what they are, all 4 of these characters, I love them nonetheless. As I've always said, there's always going to be stuff that you love and you hate with every figure you buy. It's just in terms of how can you be creative and work around the stuff that drives you up the wall and frosts you. That's my word, or should I say my saying of the day. Let me know what you all think down in the comments. This is a very beautiful figure. However, I kind of feel like when they made this one, they were more focused on how it looked compared to how it functioned. Now, don't get me wrong, she is bendy, and you can articulate her very well, for the most part, minus what we kind of went over with the head and the abs. But I think what really irritates me the most, and this goes not just for the DC Multiverse line, but also like the Marvel Legends, the high heels. Well, in this particular moment, I'm really gonna, what I said, you know, just really chaps my hide, is the lack of an upper thigh cut to where you need to sometimes twist that leg out to get that balance. I really hate having to use a stand to get a character to stand right. If they can't stand of their own volition, then it's like, who cares? But those scathing things aside, this is a character you want in your collection, especially if you're a big fan of metal like I was. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's overrated, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I could see that. But again, it just kind of takes me back to the Elseworlds and just seeing different variations of what would happen if Bruce did go rogue, with the Batman Who Laughs being sort of his final form, so to speak. So if you're a big Batman fan, like I am, then this is a character you want to get. Beautifully sculpted. I'm glad I picked her up. And I just cannot wait to get some more awesome photography shots. So if you have enjoyed this figure, please, first and foremost, support your local comic shop and see if they have one in stock or if someone's traded one in. If not, then you can go to the places that we mentioned at the beginning of this review. And if you have enjoyed this review, we really, really would appreciate if you take a moment to hit like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you can possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little drown bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys will come to the channel. And we love hearing your feedback, talking with y'all, and just hearing all the neat stuff that's on your mind about these figures down in the comments below, or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, thank you so much for stopping by. Photo slideshow coming up next, and I hope y'all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.